All right, guys, how's it going? Now, before I get into this video, I just want to quickly let you know that I will be live on here today at 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. UK this evening. Now, how quick was that? You thought, oh, here we go, Dunk's going to quickly tell us something. It'll last 20 minutes. No. I can last 20 minutes, but sometimes I like to do things very quickly. So, last night on a live stream on here, we were talking about this article that was published by The Athletic regarding Mo Salah and him being open to a 1-year contract extension. I reviewed the article, I broke it down, I put it on the screen. Oh, serious business. I put it on the screen. It's very serious, if you do things like that, very professional. Put it on the screen, broke it down, gave everyone my opinion, and I thought to myself, that would have been good in a video. People might have found that interesting. So here I am, trying to address this once again with you if you couldn't make the live stream yesterday or the live streams don't interest you for whatever reason, okay? So, first of all, Simon Hughes, the author of this article, wrote a biography called Chasing Salah, right? And if you write a biography, you know what you're talking about. You've got some knowledge and contacts, and who better to assist you with writing a biography than someone in the Salah camp, if not Salah himself, or whoever you're writing about, you know what I mean? So some people might think that there is a strong connection here between Mo Salah's agent, what's he called? Rami Abbas, right? There might be some sort of relationship here between Simon Hughes and Rami Abbas, right? Because of the work that was done on that biography. When it comes to the athletic journalists, you've obviously got James Pearce, who is the dedicated Liverpool journal. He was bypassed on this. You've got David Ornstein, who's the big gun, although he is more, in contact with the big cheese, the suits, the likes of FSG. And then you've got Simon Hughes that pops up every now and then, works on articles and things like that with maybe Pearce and stuff like that. But this was a Simon Hughes scoop. Someone went to Simon Hughes because Simon Hughes wrote the article, but someone was obviously in his ear for him to convey the message that's in this article, right? So it's up to you to try and work out who that could be, right? So some of you might suggest that it's Rami Abbas, right? I wouldn't possibly suggest that at all. So the article was titled, Mohamed Salah open to 1-year Liverpool contract extension, frustrated at club's handling of talks, all right? So Mohamed Salah would accept a new 1-year contract at Liverpool, but is growing increasingly exasperated at the club's handling of negotiations. How would Simon Hughes know that Mo Salah would accept a new 1-year contract? You could say, well, he's just making the claim. There's no basis to any foundation. There's no proof. He could just be making this up. Simon Hughes ain't making this up. Trust me, right? He's not making it up. So someone's providing that information, and what I would suggest to you is try and think about who would be privy to whether Mo Salah would sign a 1-year Liverpool contract extension. The forward is still waiting for Liverpool to reveal its position in relation to the length and terms of any potential deal, amid interest from top European clubs in signing him on a free transfer at the end of the summer. Some people, the people that don't like FSG are banging on about he's not being given this, he's not being offered that. You don't make an offer to someone unless you know you're going to sign it, or you've lost patience, take it, leave it offer, right? So Mo Salah is going to wait for Liverpool to reveal its position because in this context, Liverpool revealing its position is the contract offer, right? So in between then, there's a lot of contact. People saying things like, Liverpool haven't even spoken to... It's nonsense. They don't know what they're talking about, right? So there is no contract offer unless you know there's going to be an agreement or you've lost patience, all right? But the journalist wants you to think that Mo Salah is still waiting for Liverpool to reveal its position. That means the contract offer. The Egypt international has not entered any discussions with other clubs as his contract does not permit him to do so. But that will change from January 1st when Salah is entitled to sign a pre-contract agreement with a club outside England. Now, that statement there to me, that could be, some people might think that's Rami Abbas, the agent, giving the making a statement that we've not entered into discussions with anyone else because it wouldn't be allowed. Now we all know that it fucking happens, right? But the journalist here is saying, "Oh no, there's been no conversation." Who would want Liverpool to think that there'd been no discussions with anyone else? The agent, the Salah camp, right? Now we haven't spoke to anyone because you won't be allowed to do that, right? Okay. The Athletic has spoken to multiple sources with knowledge of the current situation, right? I don't believe that, to be honest with you. While it could be true, I just don't believe it. I think this is an attempt to throw off that actually behind this article is one person that's providing the journalists with this information. And some people might think that's Rami Abbas, for example. So to make sure, to protect the source, the Athletic has spoken to multiple sources, lots of people. Do you see what I'm thinking here? Do you know what I mean? Right? It could be true. There's you know what I mean? But the Athletic has spoken to multiple sources. There's an emphasis on that. We've spoken to so many people. But how many things, if they've spoke to so many people, right, how many new bits of information is in this article? Because if you speak to lots of people, they're going to give you lots of information. There's only 2 bits of information in this which is new, right, from memory, from when I read it last night. And that was that he'd be willing to take a 1-year contract extension. We've never heard that before. And that there'd been no talks until something at the very foot of the article. Please bear with me. Until the start of the season, Salah was not approached by Liverpool to extend his stay. Those are the 2 things. 1-year contract extension, he'd be open to it, and Liverpool, until the start of the season, had not approached Salah. They're the only 2 bits of fresh information in this article, yet the journalist wants you to believe that he's spoken to multiple sources, all right? So maybe that was 2 people that gave them 2 bits of information, all right? I don't believe multiple sources, all right? This isn't about trying to ridicule a journalist or say, what a numpty or something. No, the journalist has a job to do, right? The journalist has a job to do, and that's to protect the sources as well, right? Or source, right? What I'm saying to you is what I know happens, right? So, look, there's only me talking to you. I don't want to get fucking rumbled with this. Like, you got to make sure that they know there's other people talking to you. Do you understand, right? I'm not patronising you. I'm just trying to explain to some people. That's all. So the Athletic has spoken to multiple sources with knowledge of the current situation, who spoke on the condition of anonymity. I never pronounce that word. Owing to the confidentiality of the talks, right? Well, since when does a source come out and give their name? When does a source reveal who they are, right? A source providing all this exclusive information. It was Rami Abbas, by the way. When did they do that? What an odd thing to add. Do you know what I mean? Like, these multiple sources have all said, we can't tell you, don't say who we are. Do you know what I mean? It's a really strange thing to add. And it feels like it's written on a fan site, to be honest with you. You know, when fans, they get a little bit of like, they've got a bit of an audience, they want to make it sound exciting. It sounds a bit like, very strange, I think. And then it follows up with Liverpool declined to comment. Liverpool declined to comment, right? That'll be a true statement. Yeah, Liverpool declined to comment. And you'd expect them not to comment, right? Don't respond to speculation. So this article then goes on to say, and this is a very big article with only 2 bits of new information here. A report in the French publication L'Equipe on Sunday linked Salah with a move to Paris Saint-Germain, but the League One champions have denied they're in talks. L'Equipe, very speculative French publication. I tell you this all the time. I've touched on the Salah report in that newspaper at the weekend, or the outlet, and the journalist says that the L'Equipe linked Salah with a move to PSG. I need to be a bit more specific with this. That's not, if you read that and you maybe don't follow things as closely as I do, link Salah with the move might make it sound like L'Equipe was saying that he's set for a move there. That's not what L'Equipe said, as far as I'm aware. I think they were saying that PSG have been having talks with Salah, and an unnamed source said, there's a real chance of it happening, right? Some people might suggest that source, again, is Rami Abbas, right? I'll get to it. I'll come back to that bit, right? The League One champions have denied they are in talks, and they have, and I think that's because they're not in talks. From what I understand, I don't follow French football. I think it's a load of shite. From what I understand, PSG have adapted this policy of looking for younger talent now. I don't know if that's correct. Please don't caps lock me to death if I'm wrong. But from what I understand, their policy is shifting more to like looking for younger players. And that would rule Salah out. We know there's been interest there before, but I don't think it's current. Liverpool have consistently maintained, right? That means they're continually saying to journalists that discussions with Salah through his representative, Rami Abbas, have been positive and are still ongoing. Right? Now, we don't know if they've been positive or not, but I think the club could claim that they are positive because they're still talking. If it's not positive, it would all cease. Right? And discussions, as we know, will be ongoing. Right? Some numpties think that because there hasn't been a contract offer that there's been no talks. Salah is frustrated at the pace of talks and unconvinced the club will meet his expectations on terms, right? That could be translated to, well, first of all, we know Salah's frustrated because he's gone out and commented, I'm more out than in. Yeah? There's a joke in there somewhere, but I'm not going to. And he's unconvinced the club will meet his expectations on terms. Some people might think that's the agent there saying, now, my client's frustrated and we don't think that they're going to give us, match what we're asking. Which is, that statement is true, right? I'm not trying to pick at the journalists here, right? Salah's frustrated, we know that, right? At the pace of talks, yeah, it's dragging on forever. Unconvinced the club will meet his expectations on terms means, they haven't offered us what we're after, so that's accurate, okay? After helping Liverpool defeat Southampton last month, he said he was probably more out than in and admitted he was disappointed that a formal contract offer had not been made. The key word here is formal, all right? So some people don't pick up on that, right? Because if I'd have read that a contract offer had not been made, I'd be thinking, well, has there been any informal offer? It's such a not a ball ache, it's just a minefield sometimes, official bid, unofficial bid, formal offer, informal offer and all that. You really have to pay attention to the words when you're reading what these fuckers are claiming. The forward's priority is to extend his stay at Anfield. I think we'd all agree with that, which is why you're seeing the Twitter ITKs making those claims, because it's obvious. And he is not agitating to leave. I think we'd all agree with that. Even in that interview after the Southampton match, he was at pains to stress his, quote, love for Liverpool. Now, that bit there suggests to me that the journalist is being warm and sympathetic to the source, right? Because the journalist is using words such as he was at pains, right? He was at pains to stress his, quote, love for Liverpool. So this, to me, again, backs up what some people might think, that this is the agent, and the journalist is trying to convey the agent's message of how much pain there is. Do you know what I mean by that? Do you understand that bit? I really hope I'm explaining it well. I know I struggle sometimes, but it's difficult to remember everything. But it's just written to me. Like sometimes you'll see Paul Joyce writing articles about Edwards being the best thing ever. Why would you write that? Because he's your fucking source, isn't he? Do you know what I'm saying? That's what some people might think, not me. I'd never think that ever. I'd never ever would think that. Yet, he also believes he is amongst the best players in the world. Could you imagine Mo Salah going, I think I'm one of the best players in the world? Or do you think that's the agent saying my client is one of the best players in the world? And the terms of any new deal should reflect that status. That sounds like an agent speaking to me, because that's what I would say. I'd say my client's one of the best players in the world and a new deal should reflect that. Doesn't sound like the player speaking. And his performance levels this season. So the deal should reflect that status and his performance levels this season. It goes on to mention the stats of how many goals and things he's scored. We don't need to go through that. And also where Liverpool sit in the table. It says his current contract makes him the highest paid player in Liverpool's history. In 2022, he agreed a 3-year contract extension that was widely reported to be 350 grand a week basic. But Salah earns well in excess of that due to performance-related bonuses, etc. Salah believes he's approaching his peak and will maintain his levels, right? Again, do you think that's Salah telling him that, or maybe an agent, maybe? And he's desperate to win the Premier League and Champions League with Liverpool this season. I would agree with that statement. He'll be 33 next summer, but he does not think age will be a barrier to also achieving his ambition of winning the Ballon d'Or. Fuck off, Ballon d'Or. We all know it's got Trent Alexander-Arnold's name written all over it. Now, this bit's new, I think. Well, I don't know if it's new, but it's certainly a claim in the article. Until the start of this season, Salah was not approached by Liverpool to extend his stay at the club at any point since 2022, though he would have been interested in signing a new deal. Again, I think that's the agent speaking there, or someone might think that's the agent speaking there. And then it talks about last year, Liverpool rejecting £150 million bid from Al Ittihad. In that entire article, that long article, I see 2 claims made in that article. One, that Liverpool hadn't approached until the start of this season. In other words, haven't discussed it since early this year or during the summer or when Richard Hughes was appointed. None of that time. It's only happened after the season has started, right? And if you want to look at this another way, right, you can read that as saying, therefore, that Liverpool have approached Salah to discuss a new contract since the season started, which then rubbishes the idiots, that say that there's been no talks and FSG this and FSG that. I don't like FSG, right? But you can't beat them up for everything. They're not responsible for the contract negotiations. The people, yes, you can say the buck stops with them or they're at the top. Then that should work in the other way when we're top of the league and every other fucking league going, right? So Richard Hughes and Michael Edwards are employed by John Henry and co. to deal with this, right? So don't get it twisted when someone says there's been no contract offer. That doesn't mean there hasn't been contract talks. This says there has been, but only since the season has started. That is one claim in there, right? That nothing happened prior to then. That's a claim. And the other claim, of course, is that Salah is open to a 1-year contract extension. Those are 2 claims in all of the article by multiple sources, guys. Now, if you remember yesterday, I think it was yesterday morning, I don't know if it was the briefing or a Mo Salah video or something. I'm sick of fucking talking about all this shite, to be honest with you. Are you? Well, you're talking about it. Yeah, because that's my fucking job, innit? I'm trying to address what's in the thing, you know what I'm saying? But I'd rather be talking about something else. If you remember yesterday, I said this yesterday morning, that something would come from the Abbas side, not the Abbas side, the Salah camp, the Salah side. And that would most likely be Rami Abbas, right? And I said, maybe a cryptic message, maybe a cryptic photo or something, but something will come from something else, will come from the Salah camp, from Rami Abbas, that side. Because Rami Abbas is the one behind it. Mo Salah's playing the football. Abbas is the one dealing with it all, right? Salah knows everything that's going on. Trust me. And I have said this for years on here. Don't underestimate Mo Salah. He's a very, very intelligent person. He knows what it's doing. A player can always go, oh, you speak to my agent. I don't know anything what's going on. And when an agent says something or does something that we don't like, we blame the agent, never the player. Oh, the player doesn't know. Mo Salah hasn't got a clue what's going on. Salah knows everything that's fucking going on, right? And what I said yesterday, prior to this article being published by The Athletic, was I suspect that we'll see something else come from the Salah camp. And it did that evening through this article, right? Because, come on, this article, right, is from the Salah camp. They're behind this, right? What do I say to you? Whenever you see an article like that or claims made, you always say to yourself, who does this benefit, right? When it's credible, Simon Hughes is credible, right? We know that he's speaking, well, some people might think he's speaking to the Salah camp or that he's close to the Salah camp after writing a biography. So we're not talking about Twitter twats like, well, why am I reading this? Because they're a fucking knobhead, right? That's the easy one there when it comes to them lot. But that article, as I say to you, who does it benefit? Does that article benefit Liverpool Football Club in any way, shape or form? No, how does it? It doesn't benefit Liverpool Football Club because it does the opposite, doesn't it? Because it puts pressure on the club. So therefore, who does it benefit? The article it benefits the agent and the player because we're talking about it, right? People were talking about it last night. The fans just want it sorting, so they're getting more and more angry. Pay the door, give him the door, and all that, right? Do you know what I mean? So this benefits the Salah camp. So therefore, some people might assume it's come from the Salah camp. Now, the thing is, it's like, imagine a game of tennis, right? It's like that, in it, one side to the other. Do you remember, we went through this with Mendy, we went through this with the Mbappe shit. There's always, like, someone's hit the ball back. So basically, the Salah camp have gone like that with a tennis ball, like, boom, right? Now it's on Liverpool's side again now. What will they do? Will they hit the ball back, which means they come back through Joyce, say, at the times? Or will they just let the ball go out and go, no, you're all right, thanks. Right? And that's what I think Liverpool are doing. That's what I think Liverpool are doing. When it's contract negotiations, right, you've got Richard Hughes, stroke Edwards, but Richard Hughes, you know what I mean, right, trying to outwit Rami Abbas, right, who we know is maybe not the easiest of agents, right? But let's just put it like that. Don't want to get personal or anything like that. He's probably a really nice guy, right? But they don't like him. You know, they don't like him, to be honest with you. But he's not there to be liked. He's there to represent his client and do the best for his client, right? So you've got Hughes and Abbas they're trying to outdo each other. And Hughes is backed up by Edwards saying, tell him to go fuck yourself, right? That's basically what's happening, right? So they're playing this game backwards and forwards through the journalists, right? That one, he's just smashed it back there, right, as Rami Abbas. Some people might think that, not me, right? Through Simon Hughes, who writes this article that's clearly trying to help them, right? And Liverpool, will they respond? That's the thing. Will Liverpool respond? Do you know what? The more anger there is in the fan base, the more pressure at the club. You know, we're going to have to get this fucking sorted. Do you know what I'm saying, Dick? You know, Richard. So think what's happened recently. Right, think what's happened recently. In my opinion, the Salah camp, which is Salah, which consists of Salah and his agent, Rami Abbas, right, they're flapping because they're not getting progress at Liverpool Football Club, and that's why it's dragging on. Excuse me. So first of all, weeks and weeks and weeks ago, you know, we had comments from Mo Salah at Old Trafford, right? That's a sign of something not going right for the Salah camp, right? Now, I'm a professional footballer, right? No, all right, no, maybe just a word. You're the professional footballer, right? Because you'll be fitter than me and younger than me. And I'm the agent, right? What am I saying to you, you know, before they get to it, like, listen, yeah, see how it goes and that. If you get an opportunity, get out there and fucking say this, you know what I'm saying? Well, I need a bit of help with this. You're going to have to go out there and fucking... And that's exactly what he did. Recently when he came out and said he's more out than in. Never stops to talk to the fucking media, but suddenly he wants, because he's not daft, right? So he's doing that, some people might think, on the instructions of his agent, right? There you go, there's the ball going back. That's over to you, Liverpool, go on. Do you like that? Because they created all that fucking storm in the media, right? Yeah? And at the other end, you got Richard Hughes sat there like that with Edwards going, just moving out of way at ball like that, going, straight past that. Fuck that. Silly cunt. Right? No effect. What happens next? PSG are linked with him at the weekend. Now, you might say to me, PSG, they're always linked with him left, right. Yeah, no. This was different. This had a source, right? An unnamed source that said, there's a real chance it could happen. Right? In my opinion, I think that is another sign that the Salah camp were flapping. Like, even the French media said this, right? The French media said this after that link. PSG denied it, and the response was, well, this could be, you know, like the agent behind this trying to make Liverpool, you know, weaken a little bit, right? So the PSG deny it, right? There's two things, right? So the PSG one up, Hughes and Edwards like that, big cigars like that. Oh, God's sake, we're not biting. We're not going to sign nothing. We're not going to change nothing, should I say, right? So then what happens? What happens then? Simon Hughes, right, suddenly out of nowhere, right, that most people probably, they won't look to Simon Hughes for most things to do with Liverpool, right? I'm not saying he's a bad journal or anything, but most people look for Joyce, Ornstein, you know what I mean? And maybe even James Pearce and the clicker journalists, the ones that are not that important anymore, right? Still nice people, I'm sure they're nice people. And Simon Hughes drops an article out of nowhere. The author of the Mo Salah biography is suddenly in the loop, right? Suddenly in the loop with two claims. One, he would be open to a 1-year extension, and two, Liverpool hadn't approached since until the season had started, from all these multiple sources, right? Liverpool like that. Again, right? Unless we see something come from Liverpool at the moment, and I don't think we will. If they do, it'll be through Paul Joyce. That's what I think, right? Now, this is where the video might drag on even more, well, because there's something I need to tell you, and I can't remember what it fucking is. First of all, you could look at the 1-year contract extension. I've seen some of you mention in the comments on my evening debriefing last night. Perfect, get him on a 1-year contract extension. I don't think that's a good idea, to be honest with you, because we'll be subjected to this shite again next year, right? The end of the season, it'll be the same fucking shit. No, I can't do it. I can see a 2-year contract extension coming in. This is what I think. I can't go through it again, guys. Do you know what I mean? I can't go through it again. I really can't. I think you can log off now. I think you can go. I'm probably going to still here for at least another 10 minutes. Thinking this one through. Right, that's what I was going to say. Right, I remember what I was going to say now. So, on the previous round of contract negotiations, when Mo last extended his contract, Rami Abbas, he was big bollocks. He was fucking calling the shots. He won, I think, right? I think he got what he wanted. But at that time, he had a lot of different options that they could use to threaten the club with, if you like. And I can't remember what exactly. You know, my memory's shite. I can remember some things from fucking years ago, and then sometimes I just forget the most obvious of things. I don't know if that's old age or what. I have no fucking idea. But my memory's shite. And during the last round of contract negotiations, please check the comments because someone will remember what I used to say. I think it was along the lines that the agent said to Liverpool, don't think he's going to sign. Don't think you can. That was it. Say he had 18 months left. Don't think you can sell him within 18 months and cash in on him because we won't go. We'll dig in and leave on a free. That's what was alleged that Abbas had said last time to Liverpool. If you think it is selling him, forget it. So you might as well agree the deal with us, because if you don't agree a deal with us, we'll dig in and leave on a free. PSG are interested, all this blah, blah, fucking blah. And that was at a time, do you remember, when there was the suggestion of the Egyptian plan? You know, the plan was, originally years ago was to get him to Real Madrid, but that never materialised. But still Real Madrid were linked with him on a continual basis back then. So back then, Abbas was very powerful with his contract negotiation ability, with Liverpool. Now, I don't think that's the case. And I think that's why this contract negotiation situation has dragged on and dragged on and dragged on, right? Because Liverpool, they're digging in, right? And you've now got these two guys, Hughes and Edwards, trying to show that they're the big fucking whatever to their employers. You were right to appoint us. Look at what we've secured. Look at what we've saved you. Makes you wonder if they're on performance-related fucking pay, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean? We won't go into that, right? But instead of just going, yeah, okay, we agree, we'll give you what you want, they're digging in. They've dug in. That's obvious what's happened. Liverpool are digging in. So you've got this normal situation where each side is trying to play each other off and someone concedes. This situation, no one's conceding. But who's got the most power? Who do you think's got the most power? I would argue Liverpool have the most power. You might not see that from a fan's point of view because you go, well, if Liverpool don't agree anything, he leaves on a free, right? Not good, right? But if he had the power, if they had the power, I'm not doing a very good job of this one now, I know. If Rami Abbas had the power, you won't be seeing all this shit. You won't be seeing Mo Salah going on about stuff. You won't be seeing sources quoted by at PSG, and you certainly wouldn't have seen that Simon Hughes article last night. So what Liverpool are doing, in my opinion, is they're saying, all right, Rami, well, good luck with that. Good luck getting the money that we're offering your client now. Because Liverpool will be offering a substantial package to this client, right? So if they're offering him that, who else is going to match that? Who's the answers, guys? PSG? They're interested, in my opinion, right? The Saudis? Mo don't want to go to Saudis. So Liverpool know this, right? So Liverpool can sit there and go, well, all right, if you're not accepting, if we're that far off, you go and get a better deal then, Rami. He can't do it. He can't do it. Rami Abbas cannot put forward a counter to Liverpool and say, well, they're offering this. The Saudis are offering $500,000 a week. I don't. Well, go on then. If you want to go to Saudi. Mo don't want to go to Saudi yet, right? Or if at all, he don't want to go, all right? So Rami's like, fuck, right? That's what he's going to do, right? PSG goes in the newspaper, someone might suggest he was behind all that at the weekend with the PSG stuff. They come out and they're like, no, we're focusing on you. We're not. It's not true. It sounds like his agent. Fuck! Right? Do you know what I mean? Yeah? You ran me about Liverpool like that. Go on, keep going. Keep fucking hitting the tennis ball back to us then. Yeah? Oh, yeah. Would you agree? I know I'm like on this DKB Dunk Knows Best, right? Simon Hughes. Oh, your biography. He'll do the article. He'll do it. Right? Liverpool are like, fuck, so what? Don't give a fuck. Liverpool right now don't give a fuck, in my opinion, because Rami Abbas, my dog's called Rami. Rami Abbas, right? Rami, he's asleep over there, right? He's cornered. He doesn't have any power. He doesn't have any power. So you could say, well, okay then, Liverpool lose because the player leaves on a free, they don't agree a deal. Mo fucks off to Italy or somewhere else, but it's not what he wants to do. He wants to stay at Liverpool. Liverpool know this. So Liverpool have the upper hand, and that's why he's been subjected to all this stuff to do with Mo Salah, which in my opinion and some other people would think is coming from the Salah camp. Have I done a good job explaining any of that? Please let me know. It's difficult. It really is difficult. Because there's so many things that you try and remember. Do you know what I mean? And it's hard fucking start talking to yourself. Oh, dear me. Sorry, it just reminded me of something the other day. Right. In summary, I should put this at the beginning of the video, shouldn't I? Just skip to 32:44 or something. In summary, the article, in my opinion, was instigated by the player's agent. I think people would understand that. I think that the journalist tries to make it sound like there's multiple sources, but there isn't multiple information in the article. I think that's to try and throw you off the scent. It's written in a very positive way towards the player and the agent, which is what you would do if they're giving you, big information. Like Salah would be willing to sign a 1-year contract extension, so you're not going to go and write the controversial knob jockey Rami Abbas, are you? Do you know what I mean? You're going to say, oh, it was painstakingly difficult for them, Do you know what I mean? I'm fucking telling you that articles. So why would he be doing that? Why would Rami Abbas, if that's what some people believe, why would he be doing that? Because he ain't winning. They ain't getting what they want, and that's why it's dragged out. All right. So Liverpool, in my opinion, are sat there going, we're not gonna budge. That's what we're doing. If you wanna leave on a free, then I'm afraid that's gonna have to be it. But your client is then going to end up going somewhere where he doesn't want to go. Your client doesn't want to go to Italy. He don't want to go here and there. I mean, if things change, if Real Madrid came in and went, yeah, we'll have him, then yeah, Liverpool might have to fucking U-turn very quickly. But as it stands, Liverpool have got the power with this one, guys. Whether you agree with it or not. And I've got to say this, during any contract negotiations between the club and a player, you don't and you cannot, no matter how much of a fan you are and how much you love that player, Mo Salah, you can't just, expect the club to go, yeah, we'll give you what you want. You can't because you don't know what they're asking, right? So yes, I think it's fair that we can all say a bit of, right, negotiate it down. That's negotiations in any fucking business. Fucking hell, I try and negotiate a bag of chips down if I go in a chippy. How much are the love? Oh, I ain't got chips. Can you do? Yeah, I'll try anything. I'm from Yorkshire. You know what I'm saying? Where we look after our money. So you expect a bit of that, but I can't but help think that Hughes and Edwards are really trying to like come across as we're the serious fucking negotiators here to make it look good. I do believe that. I'm not for 1 minute suggesting that they're putting themselves, looking after themselves because they might get a bigger bonus or something. I'm not saying that. I just think that, they want to go, oh, look, John, we saved you 10 million, bro. You know what I'm saying? I just do think there's an element of that. Big personality in Edwards, and Rami Abbas, he's definitely a big personality. And I predicted this yesterday morning. I said I expect something else to come out from them. I didn't expect it to be an article by Simon Hughes, who wrote the biography of Chasing Salah or whatever. I hope I've done all right with my vid. If I hadn't explained myself with this video, then I'm just gonna give up because it is difficult, and I know people want to watch a 3-minute video. But how the fuck do you explain all that in a 3-minute video? Do you know what I mean? We'll leave it there. The next thing you could say is what happens next. Well, like I keep saying, it's like a game of tennis. Usually you see it played out through the media, don't you? Paul Joyce, he hadn't said much for a while. Keep an eye on Paul Joyce at the Times. Ornstein, obviously David Ornstein at The Athletic, but, he's more ownership, I think. You're looking for Paul Joyce, and it could be an article about anything and then one little snippet at the bottom. I do think there'll be a resolution. I do think that Mo Salah will commit to Liverpool. The details of the contract might be very private because someone's going to have to save face somewhere. I think Liverpool win, but winning might be the 2-year contract. I don't know. I think they win in terms of the finances. But if it continues not to go in Mo Salah's favour, if Liverpool continue to retain the power of negotiation, then I think you will expect to see more from the Salah camp. And like I said, Mo knows what's going on, guys. He ain't stupid. He knows what he was doing. He knew what he was doing when he gave that interview. So keep an eye on Rami Abbas' social media. He's trying to get the best deal for his client, but he hasn't got nothing to put pressure on Liverpool other than the media and the fans. And that's it. All right, I'm going to leave it with you there. Please, if you managed to watch this video to the end, let me know if you made any sense of it, because I don't want to feel like I'm letting you down, but it is really difficult what I'm trying to explain. All right, so if you appreciate this video, please, may I be going live? So if you appreciate this video, please thumbs up the video. If you want to buy me a coffee or a beer, I'm not having a beer this week, am I? Saturday night, we're having a Saturday get-together on here. We're at Cop Talk Christmas party on here, Saturday afternoon after the derby. Bottle of vodka's €5. All right, I'm cheap, mate. I'm not getting the absolute. Just going to get the supermarket on will do me. Coffee, beer, vodka, any fucking thing. We'll drink the fucking lot, won't we, guys? Comment, whatever. Just let me know what you think on here, please. Yeah. Interesting. Well, it's interesting to me anyway, because I can see what's going on. All right, then. We have received something. What's that? It's all in Spanish. It's a fucking bill, whatever it is. Right, I'm off. Have a good day. I'll speak to you soon, guys. All right.